Welcome to Utopia. Favored ones, come on in and take a seat at the round table, and let's get right into your reading. So, today's topic is that you are versatile. Because I was getting a remake, a Weird Al remix, if you will, earlier on today in when I was doing my early meditations, and the my brain, like ADHD brain, remixed like Rihanna's song of "I'm a Fight a Man" or "I'm a Find a Man." I don't remember what it is. There's been too many um, funny remakes online of reels, so you could make shorts or live streaming content, short videos. Very good with editing, very versatile. Um, you're a triple threat is what I'm hearing. But the song that I was getting for the overall message was I be slinging webs out here all night. I be taking out every villain inside. I'm a Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man. Man. So you're very versatile, and I feel like that a lot of you have put your imposter syndrome aside, and you're finally showing who Spider-Man is, and a lot of people are getting reacquainted with who Peter, Parker is, because they might have forgot who you is. Maybe even you forgot who you is. And now you're remembering who you really are behind the mask, and you're allowing yourself to let your guard down and letting people in. You may have been afraid that people who get close to you may get hurt, or you're afraid to get close to people because of all of the hurt you've received in the past. But you're realizing, that you've broken those cycles. You've learned your lesson from those mistakes. Spoilers if you haven't seen I think it's No Way Home, but the one with Mysterio and, of course, Doctor Strange, and he forgets the memory. But of course, the Andrew Garfield version got to save, um, MJ properly this time, because he didn't get to do it for Gwen. And it's like, I feel like a lot of you could be life coaches, or you're, a Reiki master, you do counseling, or just really great at giving advice. You don't have to do it as a profession. I feel like you may go around spreading your story to the people who need it in the moment that it is most necessary, and you are there in the right time, in the right place to say that thing that the person really needed to hear. And I feel like you are that nomadic messenger, slinging through the streets, being the friendly neighborhood, light, being that light for the community. And, not everyone's going to feel that way. And in some people's stories, you are the villain. And there's some people who you won't be able to save, and you know that you can't take everyone with you, and it's not your job or your responsibility, because with great power comes great responsibility. But it also takes great wisdom to know when it's not your responsibility, when it's not yours to take on, and it's not your burden to bear. That's another timeline's version of you. That's their responsibility. Know that you can trust in yourself throughout dimensions, that you are capable of taking care of that timeline. for however long that timeline is. So I had that written down as well. You being versatile, you could be changing genres. I wrote down cover bands as well because of Weird Al Yankovic. He asks permission to do songs. He's very respectful. I feel like you ask permission before you post people online. You may not post your kids online because you know how deep in the trenches it is with hacking and stuff like that. And just knowing that their privacy is important. Everyone's different dynamics are different, but I feel for those who I'm speaking to, you're the one who respects other people's privacy. It doesn't have to just be online. You know that if your friend wants to tell you about something that's going on, you can ask them, hey, is everything okay? And you are leaving it in their court to bring it to your attention. You can let them know, be like, you're never a burden to me, and I can see that you're going through a hard time right now, so I just want to let you know I'm rooting for you, but of course we don't have to talk about anything unless you feel comfortable, and if you change your mind at any time, just let me know, welcome, give them a warm beverage and hang out with them, go over and just like body double for a night. Give them that comfort, but he very respectful. Of course, I would have asked Stanley before doing the cover right now too, but unfortunately, he's RIP. So I'm gonna do the little cover of it anyway. I think it's but it also reminds me of Anthony Vincent, who does videos online, like covers. That's why a cover band, you could be getting the band back together. That's exciting. If you have any musical passion and careers, you feel free to shamelessly promote under this video and let us know what you're about. If you have any other kind of art, of course, that's valid, and you may sprinkle it with love down below so everyone can, help support local online favored one artist. Yeah. Support your online local community now. Favored ones who are local with each other, okay? But I was getting also like the image of like spider veins. So there could be some of you favored ones who are looking into upping your collagen levels, as well as vitamin K and D to get rid of spider veins. So it doesn't have to be those exact vitamins. You could be taking other types of supplements or just changing your diet to listen to your body's needs. Allowing yourself to be flexible and knowing that it takes dedication and time to get used to the changes, especially like, try not to hold on to the expectations of what the result should look like as well. Because in the movie it was like, oh, I don't want this part, but this part and this part and this part. And Spirit wants to remind you that while you are versatile, when you are manifesting, make sure you are being very intentional with your manifestations, because you are so talented that any dream that you want to make happen is possible. So the universe is literally switching the holograph deck every single time. You're like, oh, but I want to be this now. What if I want to be this now? And they're like, okay, I want to be this while pursuing this and this. Like, be intentional and make sure that ask Spirit to make sure that it will all be balanced and have the wisdom to obtain that. And the willpower to create your own motivation. Yes. All right. Anything else did I write down? Oh yeah, a message for select few about I didn't want to have to, but yeah, this came up when I went to go put in, and so yeah, you're Peter Tingle. A message for a select few. It may not be for all of you, but there is something called, I didn't know this until now, but there's something called spider sense, which is supposed to be a confirmation message of getting your libido back, or maybe that's something someone wants to look into. No judgment here, just not my conversation. Others, this is, of course, a confirmation of proper circulation throughout the body, especially those who may be into rope art as well. But yeah, as I was saying earlier with the skin and circulation, vitamin K and D are both good for that as well. So yeah, when I was looking up, either way, I found it because I wanted to look up if there was a spider vitamin, because it's what I heard through clairaudient message. It was like spider vitamin, and I'm like, I don't think there's a spider vitamin, but you want to know what? I was very much proven wrong. I thought there was going to be like a spider plant vitamin. Maybe some of you have spider plants, and you're finding a proper circulation and airflow and like the space that it needs and other plants around it in order for it to flourish now. That could have been something that you've been working on for a while. So congratulations. This could be any plant, parents, as well. Say hello to your lovelies for me. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool that plants can, 11:11 on the clock. Yay! 11:11. And it's the 4th today, so 4/4. Your plants, especially if you take good care of them, if you don't take good care of them, they do too. But plants can know when people who take care of them and nurture them are coming from like a 5-block radius or something like that. So talking to them and being really close to them, and they'll take on energy for you as well. So if you notice that some of them are dwindling, give them a thank you for taking on that energetic hit. For you, you may want to listen to my podcast with my lovely co-host Vanna at the Soul Shine Experience channel here on YouTube as well. We have a combined channel together called Vibes with the Archives, and we talk about all the spiritual, esoteric topics from beginner to experience. So you may want to check that over there. I have links below, of course. And yeah, I feel like you're starting to get the support and the backing. A lot of you could be getting sponsorships. Congratulations, those are so much fun. And as well as, oh, yeah, no, sponsorships. What are they called? Grants. That's what it is. I was like, what's the other one? They're not sponsors for schools. Yeah, a lot of you could be getting grants as well. Disability fundings. There's no shame in needing help. But yeah, your plants can sense you and tingle, and I just thought that was cool because it's kind of like the spidey sense, and it's like, oh, but yeah. If there's one type of tree, I'm not sure, remember which one it is, but it's like the spidey sense too, where if a certain bug bites the leaf, it will change its nature of the leaf so that it tastes bad when the bug bites it again, and it'll tell through the roots to the trees next to it to change its molecular chemistry on the leaves in order to make sure that that bug can't eat it for like a big radius. So it's like got to go back to the ground and like try and eat something else, which I think is pretty cool. So you're very versatile. You know how to adapt to make it so that people who are going to bring BS to your doorstep won't even approach you. You know how to adjust yourself. You know when to give concise answers and keep people at a proper distance. You know how to shut down things right away. If you know you're not being talked to properly, then you get up and you're leaving. If respect's not being served at the table, you're not sitting there, basically. All right, let's pull a couple of cards. I'm going to finish it off here. I'm going to keep it short and sweet like me. Can we get a card here, please, for my lovely favored ones here? What is this versatile bringing them? Yes. Yeah, a new beginning. Allowing yourself to let things unfold naturally. It's like you're walking into every room like, I'm meant to be here. Seashells could be important. What is this versatile energy? Yeah, being able to know. Yeah, you're going to have a full cup. Fulfillment. A lot of you are quantum shifting, going between different, especially with the eclipse and solar flares and full moon coming up, you are being very intentional with quantum shifting, knowing that you can leave that behind, being so rest assured. Because you can't fake energy, right? Everyone's like, what's the shortcut? How can I raise my vibration quickly? How can I do this? And how can I do that? And it's like, you can't fool yourself. Yeah, you can't fool yourself. You're no longer fooling yourself, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, a lot of you could have took a really hard, good look at your whole life with, unobjectifyingly, not being harsh, not judging yourself, not, unobjectified. Take a long, good look at your life, and you took a good long look. You may have could have went to therapy. You could have tried other ways of healing. You don't need to go to therapy to heal per se, but it's definitely nice to have someone, bounce ideas off of. But yeah, you could have found peace within yourself. You were no longer fooling yourself. You knew which ways you were self-sabotaging. You knew in what ways you were dimming your light, and you're no longer doing that. And that's how you became so versatile in the first place, is because you're not afraid to look like a fool in order to feel fulfilled. In the beginning, Spider-Man, well, in some verses. Oh, yeah, some of you could be coming out with a new verse, a whole album. Some of you battle rap as well. You could be versing someone new, and you're like, I'm willing to look like a fool to go up against this big new league and like have this new league, and I know it's a big jump and people may be saying that I'm reaching or whatever, but then you did it, you put your name in the bucket and you got pulled and you killed it, splash. Like, switch, overflow. You know, if your fulfillment will be overflown. But yeah, you're willing to look like a fool to do something. And like, yeah, in the beginning of some of the issues of Spider-Man went into the classic one with us from the original with Tobey Maguire, where he jumps and he's like, didn't want to, he didn't do it in front of everyone, but he did jump across the building. He's like, okay, I'm going to have to not be chicken and I'm going to have to jump. And did he stick the landing? No, not so much. And you know that. You're going into that knowing that you may not stick the landing. Yeah, you may not be able to, completely take the biggest dog on the block, but you can sure as hell make them recognize and not have them step to or look down on you. It was like, what's the movie with Will Smith and the orc and stuff, Bright or whatever, and it was like blooded and you gotta do something super heroic, and it's like you're being blooded. Like, people are recognizing you as someone who is willing to take calculated risks. And they're paying off, too. That's incredible. Versatile and fulfilled. I love that. Every friendly neighborhood healer deserves that, okay? My friendly neighborhood healers, my favorite friendly neighborhood favored ones, out here slinging magic and taking down, your generational cycles and baddies. But yeah, you don't care. You don't care if you gotta go full goblin mode or not in order to, find fulfillment. If you gotta take a hiatus in order to find fulfillment, then so be it. If you need to step into the spotlight, even though you're very introverted and would rather be at home, in order to see this multiple streams of happiness and fulfillment, like, your cup is overfloweth. Also, you've been looking young, you're moving on and taking that leap of faith towards honoring your inner child, and your dreams is no longer weighing you down. And yeah, you're looking like you're sipping from the fountain of youth. Honestly, it looks like you are favored. So yeah, the Holy Grail. Yeah, someone's pulling off the Holy Grail. You're taking home the trophy. And this could be the trophy that you give yourself. This is overcoming your own obstacles and achieving your own dreams, finding your Mary Jane. Some of you for finding your Mary Jane. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of like praying a dab in the dab rig. Some of you are getting a new dab rig, and a lot of you had to take these leaps of faith and like protest in order to have this fulfillment and it be legal, and you can literally find it on every single block, and you don't have to go risk your whole life in a back alley somewhere for, just to get a dab pen. You don't have to do that. And, you get to enjoy that now and have big smokes. Some of you could be living in states or provinces where, it is, you have legals. It could be mushrooms and the green stuff, delicious. But yeah, you could be really fulfilled in the next coming months. W could be important, but I just feel like you're getting your dubs. Big W, Your last name could be W as well. But yeah, those are the two cards. And so yeah, thank you for coming through. And I enjoyed uh, giving all of you your messages. Your energies are always so fun to see who comes through, and I can always tell when certain, you know, repeat, favored ones come to the round table, and I just really love that. I love that we get to continue growing together. Um, of course, all of those who feel welcome to. There is the fairy tip jar for trinkets that is listed in the bio. Way down in the bio, way down in the bio, taking it all the way. All right, my friendly neighborhood favored ones. I love you. Remember to eat, hydrate, rest, and have fun. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.